Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the Laura Canfield Show, the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. And I just have like one quick little announcement before we get the show started. Maybe two quick little announcements before we get the show started. One is, good news. Robert's coming home next week, next Thursday. So the countdown, we're counting down. So we're all excited about that. He's doing fabulously. So yay. I wish he was here now, but getting better and better every day. So it's fantastic. Secondly, I'm going to invite all of you who are here now, watching later, to join me in my new Facebook group. It's a public Facebook group called Stellar You. So I invite you to join me there. And it's all about, you being stellar in your life, in every area of your life. It's a new creation, new fun energy. I was waiting for Robert to get home. Then it's like, why wait? Let's get started. Creation doesn't wait. Let's get life going. So all that, plus of course, we're going to be starting to work on the next season of Awaken to Happiness Now, which is going to start, in mid-May. So, creation doesn't stop. So I'm excited. There's so much going on. All good. Spring is here, right? And so today, my good friend Joy Baker is with us, and we're going to be talking about how to create a money story of abundance. And so many of us, have been challenged with that, right? So we're gonna talk to Joy about that. We're gonna talk about, how, some of us are really tired of the never having enough money story. We're gonna learn how your money story can either limit you or support your abundance. We're going to talk about how to align with the consciousness of money and financial abundance. We're going to experience a live group money abundance clearing and activation, and you have the opportunity to work with Joy live. So all that and more. And for those of you who don't know Joy, she's been on our show at least once, maybe twice. And wonderful, wonderful time, wonderful experience. And Joy excels at supporting individuals with becoming unstuck and freeing themselves so that they can live a more fulfilled and creative life. And since we're rarely taught as children how to process and let go of emotions that are limiting us, those emotions can become stuck in our bodies at a cellular level. If you've ever gone through any trauma in your life, such as a car accident, relationship breakup, loved ones dying, loss of employment, physical, sexual, emotional abuse, or more, chances are you haven't known how to deal with the emotional aftermath of those events. And those emotions then become stored in your body. And once that happens, you can develop attachments to those limiting feelings and unconsciously create scenarios in your life that can cause feelings such as anxiety, fear, shame, guilt, anger, overwhelm, etc., that you repeat over and over again. And the first step to becoming self-empowered is awareness. And once you become aware of what's limiting you, then it can be released and cleared. So we're going to talk to Joy about that. We're going to talk to her about her wonderful, powerful remote clearing work that she does, and also her own personal sessions that she does with clients, which are amazing, amazing. I had a session with Joy last week, I think it was, a personal session, and it was, I was shocked and surprised that, some of the stuff that I had like barely consciously thought, but there was like a twinge of something there, but I didn't address it. She picked up on right away. And I was like, oh my God. It's like, I've never verbally said that to anybody. I've never verbally, really put that consciously into words. It was like, wow. So I was really happy with that, with her, with how spot on she was. But not just that, but the clearing work that Joy did with me. And Joy, I really appreciate the time that you took with me, because, we did a lot, we did a lot. So I really appreciate that. And I had a remote freedom clearing with you last time you were on the show, and that was amazing, right? So it was like, wow. I with the remote freedom clearing, I just put like a sentence, and then you were able to tap in and, get so much from that one sentence. It was like, wow, amazing. And then listening to that over and over again, it really started to break things up and clear. So again, thank you so much for all of that. But yeah, welcome back to the show. I'm so glad you're here, and I love your new hairstyle, and now it matches your picture as well. So thank you for that. I'm so glad that they shared with me your new picture. It looks amazing, and you look amazing. So welcome back.
Thank you. It's great being back on your show, Laura. I actually haven't had my hair cut since the last time I was on your show, so that's why the new hairstyle. So yeah, it's great being back on your show. And yeah, I really enjoyed the phone session we had last week. It was just, yeah, that was a lot of fun with you. So I'm looking forward to the show today.
Awesome. I love it. And, you know, and that's the thing. It's like, you know, so much is changing right now, and we are in the, you know, new energy of 2021, but also we're in the new energy of spring, you know, like for us, spring has sprung, you know, so and with the new energy of spring, we, you know, it's about rebirth, renewal, you know, and it's about fresh ideas and fresh energy and looking at your life in a fresh and new different way and clearing up the old that no longer serves you, right? So, you know, when it comes to the money story, we all have one, right? We all have a money story, whether we, you know, want to address it or not, or acknowledge it or not. There is a story of some sort. It might not be what you want, but it is a story. And so let's talk a little bit about how we have maybe created that money story, first of all.
Okay, so it starts with their parents and our ancestors. We're going to carry on their story. And I think most people are aware of that. We sit around the path. We're doing, you know, like my parents went through one bankruptcy. I went through two. And I had to go through two, not just one, because my intention was like a bankruptcy can be starting over again. Well, it is. It's a way to start over. But I needed to start with a completely new consciousness and understanding and awareness, not just keep doing the same thing I was doing. And with everything in our life, when we have experiences, events, you know, things, we go through different things, we give that a meaning. That's probably the easiest way to move into an abundant money story, is to look at significant events in your life. And because this is around money, look at, you know, significant events around money and change the meaning you've given that. And what you want to do is, because generally we will give it a meaning that disempowers us, or we make money bad, or we make it a fault of money. And when you can go in and change the meaning of that to realize, well, maybe it wasn't about money at all. Maybe it was about this relationship. Maybe it was about how I was, you know, dealing with this. Maybe I was afraid of standing in my power, and it had nothing to do with money. And when we can go in and really be, and it takes a lot of honesty with ourselves, when we can be really honest with ourselves and look at those experiences, what a person is doing, you're looking at it from a new, like a higher consciousness, a higher dimension. Because generally we look at things in, you know, one dimension, or, you know, the consciousness we grew up in, and that when you give, and this is all about, like you said, it's spring, which is rebirth. It's also age of Aquarius. We're moving into the new earth frequency. So everything now is about expansion, lightness, freedom. That's one of the biggest things I find that stops a person from having more money, is the fear of freedom. We talk about freedom, but when we're actually afraid to, the more money you have, the more a person can experience life, the more they're going to generally be around people. They're going to be experiencing different events, experiences, and such. And if there's fear around that, or if there's been a lot of betrayal, or being able not to, you know, not feeling like you can't trust people, then a person isn't necessarily going to want those experiences. So we can want more money, but if we don't necessarily want the experiences, or there's some fear or, you know, trepidation around them, we will actually limit ourselves. So a big part of feeling abundant is the willingness to step into freedom. There, I just felt some relaxation there. There was like everybody took this big collective sigh and just let go. So I think what's coming in is that a bit like a relief that it's not really all about money. We make it about money, but it's about the meaning we give our experiences. It's about, if we're not ready for freedom yet, because often, like, I'll be working with a client and we'll get, right, you know, we'll clear out all this, you know, patterns and defaults in that. But when we touch, it's almost like we touch the edge of freedom and they just stop. And so that it's often, like, I've seen this over and over again, and with myself, it's freedom that really can, fear of freedom that can keep us in scarcity and lack.
Wow. So, you know, I mean, as you're talking about freedom and us not wanting freedom, I mean, like, I'm hitting up, I'm hitting some resistance there. I was like, what? Like, I don't get it. Why would I not want freedom? I want freedom. It's all about freedom, right? freedom to choose, freedom to be, freedom to create, freedom to have. So why do we not want freedom? Because it's uncomfortable?
It's not that we don't want it. It's the fear of most people on this path, empaths and highly sensitive, they've gone through the abuse, the betrayal, the experiencing lack of trust, having more money. And I had no idea the show was going to go in this direction, start talking about freedom. So having more money means more experiences. It means not always. I mean, you can have your money and go and hibernate in the forest if a person wants.
Yeah.
But generally, it gives you the ability to do more things, to experience life in a bigger way. And that it can mean making decisions you didn't have to make before. It can be interacting with others you didn't have to, meeting new people. And if there's a fear, like if somebody is still in fear and they don't trust themselves, they're not going to trust others. So it all works together. So it's about money, but it's also about, are you willing to step out and it's like creating a business. Is a person willing to, value themselves? Are they willing to go out, be seen and heard and witnessed and step out of the comfort zone? And when they're willing to do that, that opens up, it's not just about being seen and heard and witnessed, it's also about opening up to the flow of money. Because your entire energy field is expanding and opening. That's opening up to you to freedom, to flow, to money, to receiving. It all works together.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so there's a lot of pieces, it's not just one thing. There's a lot of intersecting pieces and interconnecting pieces. Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
And so, the money story, like you said, a lot of times we have taken it on from our parents or learned from our parents. I know I did, but also from our past, right? Our ancestors and our past lives as well.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right? Yeah. I find, as far as past lives, what you need, the past life, like when we start remembering past lives, when there's some kind of block here. Somebody is, okay, I just gotta have to address this for a minute because I can feel somebody's got a past life. More than one person doesn't want to go here. They're angry about it, not sure why. And there's something, okay, somebody doesn't want to work through past life issues. Okay, so you don't have to, whoever it is, your conscious will know. It's not necessary for you to work through past life issues if you don't want to. Okay, there, it's starting to come down. And that was interesting. Past life, I find when a past life comes in, it's because there's something you need to work through in this lifetime. So in other words, a past life shows up in this lifetime because you're ready. The consciousness is ready. The person is ready to work through that. And if you're remembering past lives around money, then what is it? Go to that past life. And even if you can't, you don't have to remember everything about the past life, but remember your emotional state. And remember if you're upset. And if you're able to just remember, just for person when they're going to the past life, look at when just the moments before death, because that's emotionally what a person will bring into this lifetime. And if you're remembering a past life, it's because you're ready to work through that. And if it's around money, there's something around money. When you're ready to release that, your money situation will release as well. Like I've remembered several past lives about money. I also, when I went back far enough, I remembered a past life where I was very, very, very rich, but I also was not a very nice person. And so I did some things that created a lot of guilt. And in this lifetime, I've had to deal with guilt in a big way. And the more I can deal with that, go deeply into the guilt and just allow the guilt, accept it, and then allow it to be released, the more everything opens up.
And that's the thing. It's like, sometimes in the past we have made, we have said, it's like, oh, I'm never going to do this again. Oh my God, I never want this much money again because people don't love me. They just love the money, or, something like that. Right. And so then that carries forward through your lives until, you're here. And it's like, why don't I have the money? I don't understand. I'm doing everything. I'm a nice person and blah, blah, blah. right? And it's like, why is this money not showing up? And everybody, says, sometimes people say, yeah, there's so much money in your chart. There's like, you're totally abundant. You're like, you're good. It's like, oh yeah, okay, cool, thanks. Because I know for myself, I had a past life come up where I was wealthy, I was rich, whatever, wealthy, but I didn't feel like they weren't seeing me who I was, right? So they were only seeing the outer scenario and not the inner me. So they were, so I think that was a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm. And we will get, and this is where the money story comes in. We get what we expect, not what we want. We can want to have a lot of abundance. We can want, and we can even have the desire. But if we expect, based on our money story, if we expect to always, be broke, not have enough, if we expect to struggle for money because our parents, our ancestors have always struggled for money, if we expect that, we can want to have a lot of money, but we're going to stay stuck in that because that expectation creates a vibration, a frequency, and we send that out. So we just get what we expect. And that's why it's important to look at the experiences and events and, your parents, especially look at parents or primary caregivers. How were they with money? It's like, if let's say one parent or primary caregiver is in sales, and often that's up and down. So if your money situation is up and down, look at your, go back again, look at your past. And if your parents growing up, you realized, even if you didn't feel you were affected by it, when you look at your parent situation, if the money's always up and down, chances are you're going to be doing the same thing. So then you want to open up to a steady flow of money. And just saying that, I can feel worthiness issues coming in. Because if your pattern, a person's pattern is, well, money is always up and down. At times I have a lot of money, at times I don't. Then having that money come in at a steady flow, like just continuously, steadily coming in, that then a person's got to, if they don't feel worthy of that, they're going to block it. There you go. Good. That activated the power center there, the solar plexus. So right now, let's just take a moment and open up to divine power. So let go of first of all, let's be aware of the concept of patriarchal power and honor those that have come before us, that have shown us what patriarchal power is. There you go. And then just let that go. And let's open up to the flow of divine power. There you go. Yeah, take a deep breath in, let that go. Okay, I just wanted to do that. That came in to do that.
Awesome, good, thank you. And I want to talk, just because we're talking about, the family history, and let's also talk a little bit about the stigma. So you mentioned that you had 2 bankruptcies, that your parents had a bankruptcy. Can we talk a little bit about the stigma of having a bankruptcy, whether it's yourself or your family?
Well, shame. I mean, both times when I went through it, massive shame, and I didn't intend to. That was not like my, my game plan or anything, or my out. Both times I went to the ones that consolidate debt, credit counselor, and both times they looked at my income and said, you need to declare bankruptcy, and I didn't, and I put it off for months, and I did, and I was so determined I was going to pay this back, and it just never worked out. So it was huge shame. And the first time, once I got a few months into the bankruptcy, I started to feel the difference, and it opened me up to, things that what a bankruptcy opens up a person's energy. It gives you a new start. And the second time, I mean, I was older, so I was, had that knowingness. And the second time in bankruptcy, at least up here in Canada, we're actually in bankruptcy for 2 years before we're discharged. And during that 2 years, I kept saying, when these 2 years are over, everything's going to change. And somehow my money situation, I'm not sure what's going to happen. And actually, just towards the end of the 2 years, I started doing this healing business full time. And then I've just kept going with that. But it took me valuing myself, having the courage to be willing to be seen and heard, and to be on shows, and to, speak and That's because we've got to be seen and heard. I often talk with clients, they're like, I want to have a bunch of, do this and this, but I don't
Yeah.
want to get out there. I just want to stay at home.
Yeah.
And that, yeah. And so, and valuing myself. And that's anybody who's listening, the more when you value yourself, society, people, others will value you back.
Mhm.
And so whatever you've got to offer, if it's a job, you will get paid. If you're going in looking for a job or to ask a raise, the more you value yourself, the more the employer will value you, the more money you're going to get paid.
Mhm.
If it's a business, whatever it is. And so value is valuing yourself. If somebody wants to know where to start, that's the place to start. Value self and tap into your worthiness. Okay, I'm just going to do a bit of clearing so you can feel some big resistance at
Thank you.
value.
I was gonna say, can you do a clearing on the shame as well and the worthiness? That'd be great.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'll do both. I'll just see whatever else comes up here too. So the valuing self is coming up. Okay, just breathe. So all the ways you were taught not to value yourself, all the ways you were taught that you're not worthy of valuing yourself, all the ways you were taught that what you have to offer and your very beingness, your very self is not, oh, there's a lot of pain there. Oh, okay. Let's just honor that pain. There's a lot of pain and grief. All the ways you were taught that your very beingness is not worth valuing and that you are wrong and flawed at the core. Let's honor that part of you. That is where your light is. That's this is so powerful. That's what they were trying to dim, was that light within you that burns so brightly, but it's not possible. It's always there. It's just been covered over with shame. There we go. There's the shame. There. And there. And what's attached to the shame is not enough. And so shame and not enough are corded in together. They're attached. And the believing that you don't have value is what you were taught to cover your light. And then you learned that shame and not enough. So this has all been learned. The light is what you came in with. The light is real. The light is true. All the rest has been learned. Good. I just felt the collective sigh there. The reason being, when you know it's been learned, then you have the power to let go of that. So imagine right now that you said, I am ready and I am willing to let go of the shame, the not enough, and I am ready now to value myself. And I am willing to let this value grow within me so that I value everything about me. There you go. Just imagine you valued every cell of your being. You appreciated every cell of your being. There you go. Exactly. Give yourself permission to feel good about yourself. Feel amazing. Because you are the one who gets permission to yourself. Any ways in which you believe you have to wait for anybody else to give you permission to feel good about yourself, to value yourself. Let's witness that, honor that, acknowledge it, and just let that go easily and effortlessly. There you go. There's some lightness. There's some fun and laughter. So I'm going to ask the universe, with your permission, if you're willing, to download within you what it feels like to value yourself and to feel and say to yourself, I am enough. I am enough. Okay, a little bit of fear came up, so that's okay. We're just going to honor the fear. You don't have to be this way 24/7, but for now, again, if you're willing, just give yourself permission to feel what it feels like. There you go. Okay, just going to address your mind. It's okay, mind. It's okay to give yourself permission to feel this. So again, let the universe download within you what it feels like to know I am enough. I am good enough. I am enough. I have always been enough, and I value myself. I value myself. And I value what I offer. There you go. And take a deep breath in. Let that go. Okay. There you go.
Thank
Good.
you.
That was great. Good. I'm glad that came up because, yeah, clearing that, going deeply into the shame. Obviously, everybody was ready for it to just go deep to the core there. That
Absolutely.
was, yeah, it was quick, but it was deep.
I was like freezing through that. So I'm like so cold now. All of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, the energy's, moving. Right.
Yeah,
So it's like,
exactly. Yeah.
it'll pass. I'm sure soon enough I'll be
Yeah,
hot.
being cold like that is your energy's expanding. That's expansion. So that's awesome.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Linda too. She's also very cold, and Eileen is also cold. Good.
Yes.
Me too. My legs are trembling. Awesome. I love it. So
Yeah.
I didn't mention at the beginning, I forgot. But if you do have a question for Joy, please raise your hand or type your question in the chat. But it has to be a question, not read my field, scan my energy. Nope, a specific question.
Not scan.
Not yet. When I say.
Oh, what do I say then?
Hello. Sorry, Lorna, not right now. Okay. So don't unmute yourself. Just raise your hand, which you've already done. Okay. That's awesome.
I've got a lot of hands raised, Stacey.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? You have to ask a question. There's no general scans, no read my field. Don't, please remove all my blocks to money. Yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so be specific. Have a specific question. Yeah, because normally when we're on a call like this, something is triggering you. Something is gonna come up. You know what it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't be like getting anxious or stressed out or like wanting to talk. There's something there, and it's never ever general. Okay, it's always specific. All right, so before we get to the questions, Joy, where were we now? It's like that process just like totally blew up everything, right? So it's like, okay, where were we?
Yeah. It went deep. That's how, like, I want everybody here, just give yourself a pat on the back, because that's how quickly it can be. If you were not ready for that, if you were not ready to go right to the core, you wouldn't have been on this show. So everybody who's here, whether live or on the replay, they're ready to go right to the core, to release the shame, to release the not enough, and continue after this show. And as you go through life, choose yourself over and over and over again. And if you can't find anything to appreciate your eyes for giving you the sight, because your eyes give you freedom. We don't really think of that. We're used to, being able to see. But I mean, be grateful for your sight, because it gives you the freedom. Your legs, your feet, your joints, all that supports your freedom. Look outside at the blades of grass. Notice abundance. When you start to really focus on this, it's little things, but when you pay attention to that, even if it's just once in a while, because the unconscious condition, ego mind will come in and block that out. And then you remember, it's okay. Just go back and do that again. The more you do that, more you expand, and the more you focus on abundance, because what you focus on, you give attention to, energy flows in that direction. The direction that energy is flowing in, you're going to get more back. So when you're focused on, often clients talk to me about their debt. So they're focused on the debt, on the lack and limitation. Having gone through 2 bankruptcies, I know this, I know all about that. And I know, but you've got to change your focus. Start to focus on, again, if it's the blades of grass, I mean, try counting them all. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. And, that's abundance. Focus on, and we can often feel like, well, we'll get to a place where I'm always going to be stuck there. Again, another way to just, let go of that is to look at nature. Nature is a cycle. We all have cycles. Our emotions are cycles. We might get stuck, and then we open up and we flow and expand. And that's because we're reaching the walls of our comfort zone. So then you do something a little bit different. You step out, you be seen and heard, you change, to appreciating yourself, and again you expand again.
It's funny because when it comes to appreciation or gratitude, I think in the past my husband just gave it lip service. He wasn't really grateful, but now going through the experience that he's been going through, he is grateful that he's able to walk. He's grateful that he's able to take a shower by himself and do, take care of himself. He's grateful that he can eat by himself. Like he's grateful that he's alive, and we all don't want to go through that type of experience, but we take so much for granted, right? And so he's grateful that he can see the blue sky and the trees. He's grateful to be alive, right? And even us, we take being alive for granted. We don't realize how precious it is and what a gift this life can be and is, right? So I've really been seeing with talking to him every day, and he I think he cries almost every day because he's so grateful that he's alive and well and doing so well, and that he gets to come home, that he's going to come home next week. So he's so grateful of how far he's come, so
what an amazing story. I mean, what an amazing, his beingness is inspiration.
Yeah.
Just pure beingness is pure inspiration. And he has that, talk about learn the meaning of gratitude and appreciation. Wow. But like I said, that's a tough way to do it.
It's a tough way to do it, right? But now it's like, that is freedom now for him. He's finally, he really is experiencing freedom because he can walk, he can get up, he can eat, he can look outside, he can do exercises, he can start to remember things, he can talk properly, anyway, I'm crying, but
wow.
Right. So
okay. That's powerful what you guys have been through. That's
so that's all I'm going to say about that. But it's like, yes, please, there's always something to be grateful for, even if it's, there's always something. Your eyes, your hands, that they work, they grasp things, your feet, that they're walking, like all of that. Anyway, now I'm hot. All right. So we have lots of people with their hands raised, lots of questions in the chat. Was there anything else that we wanted to cover before we took some questions?
I don't think so. Because if we do, it'll come up during the questions.
Exactly. That's what I think too. It's going to come up in the questions anyways. But I just want to check to see if there's anything. So we did go through one process already, but we're going to do another money abundance clearing and activation.
Yeah, I mean, if there's time, everybody's open to it. I'd love to do one at the end and bring people into actually. Yeah, I wanted to focus more on receiving. Actually, something came in yesterday. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do that little exercise.
Awesome. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna take a few questions, and so we're gonna. I want to start off with. We're gonna go to Sitara 333. I love that name. It means so many different things. Oops, fly, go away, fly. Sorry, Sitara, do you want to unmute yourself? I live in the country, so there's flies everywhere. I was like, oh, so one of the things I hate is flies. Like, oh God, what can I do? I don't know. Sitara, do you want to unmute yourself? It's, just unmute yourself. I can't unmute you, so you have to do it. If not, we'll go to the next person.
So I can work with them. They can, they can either write in the chat, but you would have to identify the question, and then, or if they call in. Yeah.
All right. So she did write it in the chat. Let's see, what was it? No, maybe not. It was more of a statement. Oh, I would love to ask Joy, help me to receive. It seems like I've been stuck for years now.
Okay. And we're going to do exercise at the end about that. And
yeah.
So this is Sitara. This is the name. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Sitara 333.
Okay. First thing that comes up is anger, and the anger is blocking the receiving. And so, what are you angry about? Okay. When I asked that question, what are you angry about? Shame came up. And so that shame and the anger, so you're okay. So all the ways, with your permission, all the ways you're cycling from shame to anger. So you're angry about something, but in order to get out of the anger, because you don't want to stay angry all the time, you've already made that decision, you go to shame. And so you're looping between this. And that was a pattern you were taught as a child. It feels almost like whoever whether it's parents or primary caregivers, whoever you lived with growing up, one was mainly in anger, one was mainly in shame, and that was a cycle you learned within yourself. And okay, so all the ways you're cycling between anger and shame, and you're just stuck there. And both of these are very low frequencies. Anger is a little bit higher frequency than shame, but you're both stuck really in self-sabotage and struggle. So, okay, so what you said is, if I let go of this cycle, I won't know who I am. So in order to find out who you are, as you know, once you let go of this, because it has been a default pattern your entire life, is what emotions do you want to be? What emotions do you want to exist in and to live in? And that is like happiness, gratitude, laughter, appreciation, fun, inspiration, optimism, joyfulness, abundance, freedom, flow, ease, curiosity. Okay, so I heard all of them. Okay, so that's what you want to do. You want to focus on, and this is for everybody, choose as an adult. One thing, I mean, you can always choose. We always have the freedom to choose our emotional state. So choose what emotions you want to exist in. This is a new earth frequency.
Hello?
Choose.
Yeah, hello, Sitara.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, this is Sitara. Hi, Sitara.
So thank you. I was trying to unmute and I've just found how to unmute on the phone settings. Thank you, Joy.
Okay. So since you're online here, I'll ask you, what emotions you've been existing mainly in the cycle between anger and shame, even if you haven't been aware of it, that those energies have been cycling within you, and you're in the more denser energies, more struggle, and that blocks receiving. So if you could, what you want to do is exist and live your life in higher frequencies, such as love and happiness and appreciation and that. So name some of the emotional, like the emotional states, the emotions that you want to be and live in moving forward.
Mhm. Well, I feel you mentioned about when I was younger. I felt when I was younger that I was sort of left alone and very isolated and abandoned by my mother because I was born premature, and then I was raised by my grandmother, and I sort of had no sense of being really or connection. And I feel since then, I think I've held a lot of anger that way.
Okay. So
Um,
you mentioned no real sense of connection. So, and especially in the world we're living in now, we can find it hard to connect to others, but you can always see, you always have the power and the choice to connect to emotional states. So and from that place, you connect to others that are in that same place, in the happiness, the love, the appreciation. We can get, we need to go deep and figure out what's going on. We do our inner work, but we can get stuck there. Again, you want to bring yourself into like a higher frequency. And so what emotions are you looking to? And the reason I know you asked, this is, about money, but if money is attracted to those that value themselves, money that is attracted to those that are in a higher frequency. See, money, both money and love, and when I see the divine space, money and love are the same frequency.
yes, it's I feel everything that I aim for is within this divine sense of love and wanting to express that to everybody and give that. And I'm very good at giving, but I'm just obviously not good at receiving, or I seem to be blocked at receiving.
Okay, so when you said that, anger came up. So you're very good at giving, and the anger is that, it started with your mom abandoning you, being born prematurely, and not feeling like you're not, you're the person who conceived you. You were in her womb. She wasn't there for you, and this is the same kind. So you've always had to give. You feel like you've always had to take care of others, which is, often empaths, highly sensitive. They feel like they have to take care of others, but you haven't allowed yourself. Okay, so all the ways you never felt worthy of receiving, and even if, So I just want to go into, if you were to allow yourself to receive, okay, you believe, okay, so you believe that all the ways you believe that if you were to allow yourself to receive, that you would be abandoned. So as long as you're giving, you can keep people in your life, because you can find out you're very intuitive, you're very empathic, you know what others want. So you're able to, serve their needs, give to them. You always have people in your life, but you believe that if you start receiving, well, if I'm receiving, that's what you say to yourself on some level, if I'm receiving, who's going to want to be around me?
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
feel
what
that.
about the people you're giving to? They are receiving. So are they bad people? Because you're believing that if you receive, it's somehow going to make you bad or nobody will want to be around you. Yet those you're giving to are receiving and you want to be around them because you're giving to them.
Wow.
And you see how it's, we often, we like to give, but there has to be a receiver. Yet we won't receive because we'll think, we're bad or not good enough or such, or nobody will want to be with us. Yet you are, those that are receiving, you want to be with them. That's why, again, why you're giving to them. So, okay, there you go. Good. You opened up a little bit of space for receiving, and now you want to move into expecting. So give yourself permission to receive. Give yourself permission to, okay, so imagine you're receiving with gratitude and appreciation. Because when you've been receiving up till now, it's been made you've been feeling bad because you believe everybody's either going to abandon you or not want to be with you anymore. So practice, as you move forward, practice receiving. It can be money, or it can be when you eat. I mean, you're receiving then. It can be going out in the sunshine, you're receiving. Practice receiving with appreciation or gratitude. Because you will start to shift that. And when you receive, you move into a higher frequency. You start moving into higher frequency. And money loves those that are in a higher frequency. Money loves those that are in flow and expansive. You start to attract more money. And so along with receiving, start to expect more money.
Okay. Can I just ask one final thing? When I stopped receiving my own independence of money, when I was fell ill with fibromyalgia, one side of my body went completely numb, which was my left-hand side. Is there some sort of connection to that because of receiving is the feminine?
The left side is, yes, it's receiving. It's also the feminine energy. It's also the expressive energy. Fibromyalgia has there'd be many things going on there, but generally fibromyalgia is about giving your power away, not feeling, in your power, letting somebody else speak for you, like decide for you. Like it just feels like that going numb on your left side. Yeah, it was not willing to receive. The right side is the masculine side, but then it's also been, that goes into masculine, divine, or divine patriarchal masculine. So, okay, so we're just going to do some balancing here for everybody. And so let's bring in some balance. We'll ask the universe to balance both sides of your brain, the left and the right side of your brain, so that they're working together. There you go. So the messages are getting sent easy and effortlessly throughout your brain. And let's balance your entire body. The left and the right side, as your brain is balanced, the left and the right side is balanced. Okay, there's some more anger coming up. So we're just going to witness this anger, all the ways the anger has caused fibromyalgia type symptoms in your body. And okay, so then we go into helplessness. So there's some pretty deep stuff coming up here. So the main thing you want to go to is be willing to let go of the anger shame cycle, even if consciously you don't really understand that, and then choose to value yourself and choose it over and over again. Choose to, say to yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy of feeling strong. I'm worthy of feeling heavy. Or, oh, that was, okay, let's let go of that one. That came from your consciousness there. Oh, let's release that. I'm worthy of feeling heavy. Let's let go of that on all levels, throw it whole time and space. I am worthy of feeling healthy. Wow. Okay. There you go. Just take a deep breath in. Let go. So as I work with other callers and do the receiving exercise at the end, that will help as well.
Thank you so much, Joy. You're a blessing. Thank you.
Thank you, Sitara. That was great. Thank you.
Thank you, darling. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So again, that was for everybody, not just for Sitara. Okay. So be willing to receive from all of the callers and all of the processes and everything. Okay. All right. So Lorna, you want to unmute yourself?
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm through.
How can I support you today?
I've got a terrible problem with remembering things, and I'm trying to self-develop, but I can watch a show or I can just read a little something, and I cannot remember anything after it, and I don't know what's causing it.
Has it always been like that, or did this just start?
No, this is yeah, I've always been like it.
Tell me about growing up. Was there a lot of trauma or abuse, or what was your childhood like? Would you say it was abusive or traumatic, or fairly peaceful?
To be honest, I can't really recall a lot of my sort of childhood. I think my dad used to hit my mum.
See, when we witness violence, there's no difference between whether we witness it or it's done to us. The shock can be the same and the trauma can be the same. Because the first thing that came in when you said you can't remember and you've always been like that is you're stuck in trauma. And yeah, I didn't get a really strong yes. Okay, so first thing we're going to ask the universe, source, to bless you with, Lorna, is compassion. And because compassion will begin the softening of that trauma. And okay, there you go. Some anger came up. You like an explosive anger. And okay, any implants or commands you have been given in any time or space to obey, to never believe in yourself, to always settle. Oh, that was a big one. Oh, okay, let's witness those implants, and with your permission, release them now.
Yes, please.
Take a deep breath in, let that go. So fear and anxiety came up, and the fear and anxiety is a part of you saying, without those implants, who am I? So just like the last speaker, again, as an adult, you get to choose. And okay, so when I said that, what your consciousness said there is why I choose not to remember. See, not remembering shows or something you read is the bigger picture, is you choosing not to remember what happened growing up, because there's a fear here that if I start to remember, it will overwhelm me, overtake me, and I won't know how to exist. Like I won't even know how to be in this world or operate. So all the ways you're afraid that if you start to remember, you will, first of all, that you will remember the details, and that's necessary to remember the details, and it is, and I'll go into that in a moment, and that you will be overwhelmed by it. And so what you're afraid of is that the trauma will be so great that you will be overwhelmed by the trauma. So you're not wanting to remember anything about your childhood. And many of us don't remember much, but you want to remember a little bit, because that will free you up. And so you told you, okay, so all the ways that you have rendered yourself powerless and an inability to remember by refusing to remember like anything.
Yeah.
There you go. It's kind of a blanket statement you had there.
Yeah.
So you don't, whatever happened growing up, and I have to get to this place too, because there were things I did not want to remember. And I remember my therapist saying to me years ago, you survived what happened growing up. It will never be as bad when you remember. It's your mind that tells you, what if you can't handle it? You will handle it, and you don't have to remember everything. All you have to remember is the energy of it, and then the emotion, the energy and the emotions, and release it. You don't have to remember all the, the experiences, or, the practical things, like the material things that happened, or any actual abuse. Like you said, you have an idea that your father hit your mother. I felt that when you said that. You might not be willing up until now. There you go. There. Okay, that just release your sacral. Take a deep breath in. Let go. All the ways you are still unsure about remembering, you're no longer saying, I won't remember, but there's still some uncertainty there, and that's okay. Let's just honor the uncertainty, witness that, and we're going to let your mind know, and source is going to let your mind know that you are safe, and you will be safe as you remember, and to give yourself permission to start remembering something small, whether it's something you wrote down on a piece of paper, whether it's a movie, you know. And again, with the movie, all you remember from it generally is like the emotionally how it made you feel. There you
Yeah.
Good. There, you're starting to take your power back. That's activated your solar plexus. Good. There's a
you.
little bit of lightness. Okay, there you go, Lorna. Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you. God bless you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lorna.
Thank you.
All right. 1 second. So I want to take a question from the chat from Patricia. May I receive direction on where to focus my stream of abundance? Where is my abundance to come from? And so many people have this type of question. Where is my money going to come from? Where's my abundance going to come from?
Focus a stream of abundance. Well, what does she want? It's Patricia, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What do you want to create? See, money, it's not going to just drop on your, like a sack of money just doesn't drop on your desk. So you need to create it somewhere. And do you want to create it through a job, something entrepreneurial, like you want painting or singing, or you want, maybe you're a healer, Patricia, I don't know, but you need to create it somehow. Once you put your focus there, like how you want to create it, your abundance will start to show up. So really what you want to look at is not where do I put my, my focus or abundance, it's what do I want to create. And money loves value. Money loves it when you value yourself. Money loves it when you create value for others. It does it. You don't have to be a healer. You don't have to be an artist. You can be an electrician or a plumber or teach rock climbing, whatever it is. It's who you be that attracts the money, and it's what what avenue you're looking to create that value to others.
So she says, I want to create it from my creative abilities like art or writing. Becoming an author creates excitement in me. Great.
Okay, that's where you want to put your focus. The abundance is there. So do you believe in yourself as an artist? Do you value yourself as an artist? No. Okay, so all the ways you don't value yourself as an artist, you don't value what you're creating. And first of all, let's let go of that. And let's say, I don't know what she creates. I think you said painting. She said paintings or something.
Art or writing and becoming an author.
Okay. So, well, let's go with that because she said writing inspires her. So, Patricia, let's say you wrote a book.
Paintings and children's
books. Okay. Let's say you wrote children's books that whether that have some kind of inspiring, empowering story. And so you're believing right now it's just a book with words and it's a nice little entertainment for them. But look at the benefit to the child. That child is being empowered with pictures, words. They're being empowered with belief in themselves. And I don't know exactly what, even if it's a fictional story, it's when you write books that somehow empower that child, you are giving them a head start in life. You are starting their journey from a place of empowerment. Value that because you are creating value there. You want every child to feel empowered. That is a huge value. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now.
Me too.
That's that's a huge value you are offering to humanity, to society. You raise consciousness. When you touch a child and you touch a child through your books, you're creating, whether it's jewelry or paintings, and you're raising the consciousness of somebody's home, or if they're wearing it, you are creating value. So value that, value yourself, and others will see that value. They will start to purchase your books, your artwork and such, and money will start to flow. It all works together. So what you want to do, look at what you are creating, Patricia, and look at the value of that. Look at the benefit to others and look at the value you are offering them beyond the money, and the money will start to flow.
I love that.
And
And
I
that
think
is, that's a great response for anybody who is having that type of question. And that's why I specifically chose that question, because a lot of people have that question, right? And so that's brilliant. It's like, it's about valuing yourself, but it's also about valuing, adding value to humanity, adding value to consciousness, and that whatever you're creating has value to someone, to some, in some way, okay? It's going to improve somebody's life in some way. Right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's where money comes in. Again, money loves value. Money loves it when we offer value to others, and money will flow.
Yeah, awesome. Good, thank you. Yeah, great question, Patricia.
Yeah.
All right, Linda, you've had your hand raised for a long time.
Hi.
Linda.
Hi, Joy. Nice to talk to you. My thing is I get money coming in, and as soon as it comes in, it kind of goes out really fast. Is there a way to keep it a little?
Is it, well, first of all, you don't believe you deserve prosperity. That's the key to it. So having money, you can, like I said, you can come in. Now, are these, is it because you're not making much money and it's just enough to meet your expenses? Or does it seem like no matter how much money comes in or some extra money comes in, there's somewhere for it to, it always, something unexpected comes up?
I'm making some money, but it's not like a lot. I'm kind of more on a set income type of thing. But I do have some extra money on the side, and it just seems like there's always something to take that money, and use it for something else. And
okay, so let's see. Imagine you had $1 million a year coming in every year. This is for everybody. You can ask yourself. So you've got $1 million coming in January 1st every year. You trust, you just know it's going to appear there. That's every year for the rest of your life, not just once, twice, 3 times. It's going to continue every year. It just shows up. What are you doing with that money? How are you living your life? How are you enjoying? How are you experiencing life? You don't have to go on a big story, but just a couple things you'd like to do.
oh, I'd like to travel. Probably put some of the writings that I've done into a little book for people, and help my daughter.
Okay. Anything else?
I was gonna say, that
Remember,
doesn't
you've
cost,
got-
that doesn't cost $1 million.
Yeah, but I want to go somewhere with this. So
Yeah,
again, you've got $1 million every year. Now let's go 10 years, 20 years and down the line. And now what? What are you? Okay, can we
Then I
get her back? Can I talk? Oh, there she
I
is.
can leave it. I can leave it to the grandkids.
Okay. Okay. So let's see. First thing that, can I do some clearing then around this?
Yes, please.
Okay. First thing that came up was, and that's a great question if anybody wants to continue with it. And there's some sadness came up because you don't believe you deserve it. It's like, oh, I can have a little bit of fun with this. I can travel a bit. But actually feeling good about having that money, it's like, as it came in, I could feel like you were, oh, I got to get rid of it as soon as possible. So imagine that money is building up in your bank account, and now there's millions there, and you've given some to your grandkids and this person, and you've traveled and maybe bought another house and a car or whatever, given to others, but it just keeps building up. Just go there. I just want you to imagine that money just keeps building up. It's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. Now you've got all this. There you go. There's some like trauma coming up. There's shame. There's huge shame. And what you're saying is, it's almost a frantic energy. You're saying, oh my gosh, I don't deserve this. You're almost beside yourself saying, I have to get rid of this as soon as possible. The money just keeps coming in, and you're getting more and more traumatized actually, because so much money is coming in and you can't get rid of it fast enough. And then you get really, really angry. Okay, so now you're getting angry at money, and then you're just furious at money. And money represents relationships. At the end, money always comes from somebody, whether it's a bank, it's a person, institution, a parent, government, it comes from somebody. So the relationship you have with others also is very similar to the relationship you'll have with money. So the anger that came up there at money is actually directed at somebody else. Do you have any idea who that would be? It might not be recent, it might be, okay, who's that?
Do I have to say?
No, just have that person in your mind. Can you let me know if they're male or female? If you
Male.
want. Okay. No, okay, there's some shame that came in. And so there's anger, and there's also, okay, so this is anger at the patriarchal system. So then what you're doing is you're taking it out on money, and you're basically telling money to go away. There you go. And money just does whatever you want. There. There's the release. There's some relaxation. And what you're saying is, like, it's just time to let go of this, and not necessarily, like, not at money, but at this person. It's you're ready to let go, but you haven't known how to. And you really, it's just, I can feel the relief within you. So now imagine you let yourself receive. And the next time that money comes in, and maybe it does have places to go, whether it's rent or mortgage or bills or, food, we need that. And, but we all, that, let's say some extra comes in. Maybe a bill comes up or something comes up. Decide, do I want to put this money, let's say it's $100, and there's something you could do with it, or it's not a necessity, or you could just have $100. Next time, take a look at that and say, what if I keep this $100 and I just put it in the bank or piggy bank or under my mattress, whatever I want to do. So what you're saying, first of all, is like, what's the use of that? What's the use of having this money if I can't spend it? There you go. So imagine now you've kept that money and it's built up, and now you've got, say, a few $1,000s. And okay, so shame comes up again. And so all the ways you don't feel worthy or deserving of having that money, because you believe that the money is not going out there, it's not circulating, then what's the use of even having it? And yet, imagine you had, let's just go with $3,000, you saved that up, and imagine it gives you peace of mind. Okay, all the ways you believe you don't deserve peace of mind, you don't deserve the calmness and the peace of mind, the relaxation provides you with. Just let that go. There you go. So yes, money needs to be in circulation. We want to have money in circulation, but we also want to allow ourselves that peace of mind. So focus on that, Linda, is just imagine peace of mind, complete relaxation, knowing that everything's going to be okay. Trust that if anything does come up, it's taken care of. Just really move into that. I can feel your whole self feels so much more relaxed and at ease.
Yes, much
Okay.
more. Yes, I felt that. Thank you so much, Joy.
Okay. There
Thank
you go.
you.
Thank you.
Good.
Bless
Thank you, Linda.
Okay.
And that was great for everybody. Again, that was a good one. Good question. Caroline.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Caroline.
Hi, Joy. We seem to be in sync a lot. I sent you an email a while back when you had sent a free recording, and it was all about freedom.
Oh, yeah.
Caroline, we had spoken through email. So today, this is what I was looking at, thinking I might get this as a tattoo. Can you see it? Oh, sure.
No.
Yeah. Sorry. Oh, you have to see it because it's just so pertinent. So let me remove.
Remove the background.
Yeah, I'll remove the background. But in the meantime, when freedom came up, I remembered this picture here. And okay, removing it now. Background, none. Here it is. Okay.
Oh, awesome. Love that.
Isn't that
Yeah,
beautiful?
That's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Infinity sign. Yeah. Okay.
infinity sign with freedom and the bird and one of my favorite flowers. And so a little, some of the same scenarios as Linda's, I felt that flow through my body, especially in my throat. But what got me the most so far on the call is when we were saying freedom, I had no problem with being ready for freedom. I know where to spend the money and so forth. And I'm just really happy using a first class jet to go see my daughter in Australia. It sounds wonderful, a horse farm, and I've got so much. But when you said something about creating a business, something in me blocked in, and I've had this throughout my life about, why do I have to do something to get something? If we're infinite, why can't we just get it? So that's how I'm going to put it out there for money.
Great question. So again, it's like you're wanting money, a bag of money to drop on your, on your desk and table at home, but it's got to come from somewhere. And we are not yet, eventually in 1,000, 2,000 years, we could, the humans on earth could be at the consciousness where, yes, it would just manifest. We'll just say, I want money, and the money will show up. But the money gives you what the money, like you mentioned a few things, or the money provides you with something. So again, where's that money going to come from? Because we do live in a world of that there's business, your soul chose to come here knowing that we need money to survive, to take action, to do different things. And we're of the consciousness right now that money still needs to be created in the physical world.
So there's lots of people who win money, who are given money. So not everybody has to work for it. I'm still blocked.
Okay. So is that what you want to do though? Is that you want to win money? Is that you want to focus on the lottery?
Oh, absolutely. And yes, yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you can do that. Your chances, depending what lottery and how much money, might be 1 in, 38 million, but your chances of making money, now you might get if it's a big sum, you might win millions, but it might also, your chances are 1 in, say 38 million, where if you start some kind of something that you offer others, then it's your own, see, that's your growth.
See, I do that as well, though. I do that as well. So I currently work a full-time job, which I'm going to retire from in September. And I also have a healing business, not business, but a healing practice on the side. So I give a lot there for people and animals. I've written songs. So
so if you want to win,
I've done a lot where a lot of money could have already came to me. So where am I blocking this large sum of money? Because I can feel it.
Again, do you want that through the lottery, or do you want that through your business?
I'm open to whatever, but it was that whole, why do we have to work for it? But I've worked for it, and I'm open to receiving it. Obviously not because it didn't come in.
Okay, so let's imagine you've got, let's go with the last one. Let's imagine you've got $1 million a year coming in, and you can fly first class. You can have your horse farm and such. So just imagine that. Yourself, there's some stuff coming up, but I want to go a little further. Okay, so there's anger, now there's grief. Keep imagining that, like feel yourself. Just you're working with the horses, you're on your farm, you're flying first class. There you go. There, okay, there's the block to receiving, and it's in your sacral, and there's grief there. Oh my gosh, that's a deep grief. Oof. Okay, we're just going to honor that grief. I don't know what that's about, but there's a really, really deep grief there. This is, okay, so all the ways it's your grief, but you're carrying the grief for everybody. So all the ways you are carrying the grief for humanity, you feel like it's your job as a healer, and why you came here was to light humanity and raise consciousness by, what you're saying is carrying grief. And you release some, as a healer, you got to continue to clear and release. But you're also carrying a lot of that grief, and it's weighing heavy in your sacral. There's also some grief around your past that is there, and that's okay. So that's what attaches to this grief and doesn't let it clear out. So no matter how much clearing you do, okay, so whatever happened in your past, Caroline, that is causing this grief to be stuck, mainly in your sacral. So these are sacral connection, relationships, creativity, sexuality, and there you go. There. Okay, that's activated your solar plexus. Now there's some shame. And the shame is, why me? It's like, why should I have all this? You would love it. You can feel it and you can get right into that. But then there's a part of you, but look at everybody else. I know the more I have, the more I can do. This is what you say to yourself. Like, the more I have, the more I can offer to others. And I, raise the frequency in that. But there's still a part of you that says, but why me? Why do I deserve all this? There you go. Okay, there you go into some shame. So we're just going to witness that shame. Okay, so we're going even further back into this lifetime. No, past lifetime. There's some gratitude with money mixed with a sadness. Okay, and this is, I think Alara said this at the beginning, that like I can have money. This is okay. It's a little bit different. I can have money, but if I have money, like people don't really know me. People, like just not feeling worthy and deserving of it. So, can I go to your moment? Can we go to your moment of death in that past lifetime? I just want to see what you brought in.
Yes, please.
Okay. So. Take me to the moment of just before you're about to pass in the past lifetime. Okay, so you're stuck in shame and the same thing. Yeah, Laura did say this at the beginning. If I have money, then like people don't really know me. They see me for the money. Oh, that's huge. Okay, so you brought that into this lifetime to work through that. So all the ways you're afraid that if you have a lot of money and you can fly first class and you can, have fun and have your horse farm and feel that freedom and be that freedom, that people won't really know you. They will see you as who you are with the money, but actually knowing you and everything you've gone through in your life and the hardship and the trauma and the struggle, they won't. There you go. There's the grief. There's the sadness. There. Take a deep breath in. Let go. So this is there. Okay. I'm going to see if there's anything else. Oh, that feels right now. That feels pretty clear, Caroline.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, my whole stomach got really sore when you were talking about the past life.
This is one of the biggest reasons I have seen people. I wanted to kind of finish your process and then just say is I've seen people, stop themselves or block themselves is the need to be understood. You are ready to step into that money. You're ready to have it. You're ready, but the fact what you say is, well, people won't really they won't understand me for what I've gone through and the trauma and the hardship. So as much as you are ready, it's like people don't really know me. They will only see the me that has money. They won't see me, who I've been. And it's that need to be understood. So let's see, I actually wrote this down for myself the other day. Is the need to be understood greater than the desire to live your ideal life?
That's beautiful. It is so exactly my self-talk that, and it was like I was not fighting with myself, but like the angel and the devil kind of thing,
Right.
Like, why would you think that? And it makes complete sense because I have to explain myself all the time why I deserve, why I'm like this, why I'm a feeler, why. So thank you. Wow.
Okay. So what you said there, the next time you feel like you have to explain yourself, like just let them believe what they want to believe. Like, actually consciously do this. And for everybody listening, consciously next time you feel you have to explain yourself, or you have to say, well, I'm like this because I've gone through this. Just let them believe unless you're in an intimate relationship or something, you're building a relationship, just let them believe what they want to believe, and know yourself. Claim your value, claim who you are, claim the wealth, claim the receiving, because I can feel, Caroline, how ready you are. Okay. There you go. That was great. Did we lose Alara?
No, I'm here.
Okay. There you go. I didn't see you there. Okay. Yeah, that was.
Do you feel that a further session from your package would help more, or have we done enough today? Because right now I'm just feeling the trembling from everything readjusting.
Oh, we could go deeper into that, definitely. I mean, there's always, we could go deep. That was pretty deep though, because you are ready.
Yeah.
And so it's really just choosing. It's like, I figure I've lived about 3 lives in, this lifetime. And if I had not let go of that need to be understood for my struggle, well, I won't be on the show right now. I'd still be stuck and struggling. So.
Love you so much. Thank you. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your life.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Caroline.
My beauty.
Actually, Caroline, I want to thank Caroline for bringing that up, because I wanted to say that. I might have forgotten to say that. The need to be understood is one of the great people. I'll be working with people and they will come up with their story, and it's fighting for limitations, because we so much want to be understood, and it's greater than our desire to live our most abundant, amazing, ideal life, and that will keep us stuck.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. Thank you. All right. So hold on one second. So Joy, I want to take a moment and talk about the packages, since we just briefly touched on it right now with Caroline. I want to talk about the packages, and then I want to make sure we have time to do the activation for everybody as well. Right. Okay. So if you are on the page is alara.at/show/joy3. I'll put the link in the chat as well. But Joy, if you want to talk about package A, B, and C.
Okay, sure. So yeah, package A, and I'll go through it, but that's the audio program around money. The package B includes that and the 25-minute remote freedom clearing. So it's done from your picture and emailed to you. The audio is emailed to you. Package C is everything in package A, the audio program, and then the 35-minute phone session, which that's what you had last week, Alara, and powerful, yeah. So in the package, and I mentioned I forgot who, about creating money. So there's three foundational audios here. Creating money, because we're not at the consciousness yet where money will just drop on your table. And you could win the lottery, but still that creates you value in yourself and being in that consciousness of abundance. So somehow you've got to create the money, whether it's through a lottery or a business or a job or a spouse or a partner, then receiving it. And then, so this goes more into receiving. I know there was a question about that earlier, and then having and experiencing financial abundance. And this again is enjoying your money. I talked at the beginning about freedom, and this is really having it. And how are you going to enjoy your money and such? Now, these foundational audios, they all go through the chakras. I go through the chakras 3 times in each one, just really doing a really deep clearing out, and then releasing any lingering energies or emotions. And then at the 3rd time, really creating that frequency. Again, whether it's creating, receiving, or enjoying your money. So these are the foundation of it. It's almost like a blueprint for creating money. And then there's the bonus audios. So they expand on it. They all support the foundational audios. Enjoying your money, we go more into that. So again, really give yourself permission to enjoy your money, have fun with it. Happiness is a frequency, and it's feeling good about your money. Feeling happy about having your money. You can also, happiness is a frequency that will attract money to you. So whether you have your money and enjoy your money, feel happy with it, or create that frequency before. You want to be in that expansive, light, receiving frequency. Learning from money, again, this is a little bit about like the money story and the experiences you've had. And when you can change the meaning you've given it, then you will, you learn from money, you allow yourself to grow from your experiences and expand. Did your money serve a purpose? This one works together. Again, your money story, how did it empower you? It's about how your money story, you grew from it, and then ultimately it has empowered you and it's supporting your journey. An infinite supply of money, this is being aligned. So we just align you, balance you, and align you with that supply of money, that infinite supply, because money is infinite when we allow it, and we allow ourselves to receive it. Then you start to realize that, you start to experience it. Aligning with the divine presence of money. This is more moving into the new earth frequencies, because money it's that divine presence. It's expansive, it's lightness, it's freedom. And so it's seeing money as that. Okay, I got to clear out some throat energy here, because there's some people resisting talking, really going into money. And then the inner child money meditation is bringing your inner child into the receiving of money, and letting your inner child see that what happened with money was simply to, support and empower you and release that. So that's the nice one, the meditation, to listen as you go to sleep. It's a very calming one, very peaceful. So that's package A. The package B comes with everything, all of that, plus is a 20 to 25 minute remote freedom clearing. So you send me your picture and an issue, and I will just record it. So I just go into your consciousness, or if you no appointment, I just go into your consciousness, your field, and clear what's no longer working for you. Activate, whatever either you've told me to activate, or your higher self is telling me you want to activate it. And then that's recorded, and it's recorded and sent to you. It's email. So that's really convenient for people. Some people prefer that one. And then package C is, again, package A. And with this one, so you choose from the remote freedom clearing or the 35-minute phone session. If you prefer something interactive, if you want to be able to share while sometimes things will come up, and we'll go right into that maybe you didn't email me or let me know about, and we can just go right in and clear that out. That's 35 minutes, and it's very powerful. And then you've got the replay with that one as well. So you can listen to that as many times as you like. So there's the 3 packages.
Awesome, thank you. And like I said, both the remote freedom clearing and the personal session with Joy are both really powerful, both transformational. I highly recommend. I mean, I was surprised, when I had the freedom clearing last year with Joy, I was surprised what came through. It's like, wow, that was awesome. And then when I did the personal session with Joy, again, it was like, I was like, wow, unbelievable what she was able to tap into and clear right there on the spot. It was like really good. So package A is the 7 bonus audios plus the 3 foundational audios. So that's 10 audios. Package B is the 20 to 25 minute freedom remote clearing plus the audios. And package C is a 35-minute personal session with Joy plus the audio. So you get to choose whether you want to do your freedom clearing or the personal session. They were both great. I'll let you choose whichever one resonates with you. But I like both. I like both. So they're both fantastic. So I highly recommend either one of those, package B or package C. And I really want you to have either the freedom clearing or the personal session, whichever one resonates with you. They're both great. So thank you, Joy. And again, that's available at alara.at/show/joy3. All right, so I know we're already like, look at the time, but I definitely still want to do the activation. Joy, if you have time.
Yeah. So let's see. So I want, just imagine you're walking down the street, and you're just walking down the sidewalk. You're just living your day. Maybe you're going into a store, or maybe you're just, came out of your car, ran to go into the grocery store or something, and somebody comes up to you and puts something in your hand and they're gone. And you look down and like, what is this? And it's 10 $100 bills. They've given you $1,000 just out of the blue. I mean, you weren't expecting this at all. You were given $1,000. You already feel stuff coming up. And so I just want to see. So the first thing you do is you look around. So this would be collected for everybody and live or replay. So you look around to see who gave you the money, and nobody's there. They're gone. And first thing that comes up is guilt. And you have to get, so this is about receiving, and this will show you if you're open to receive. First thing that comes up is guilt, like where did this money come from and why did they give it to me? Then there's some fear of being punished, like what if somebody finds me with this money? And so that's coming up as I'm speaking. It's all been sent to the light. And then there's shame, feeling not worthy of this money. There you go. So when you receive this, all this comes in, and because we're on the collective, so let's witness this. Well, what if, imagine somebody comes up to you, gives you $1,000 and just puts it in your hand and they're gone. Good Samaritan, they've got a lot of money, they just want to support people and they don't want any acknowledgement or anything. Imagine you looked at that money, and rather than going into guilt and shame and fear of being punished, you looked at that money. So there's 10 $100 bills, and you went, wow, this is mine. Okay, that brought up a lot of fear. There, so we're just going to witness this fear. So again, imagine you're looking at this, and you go, wow, where did this come from? Just accept it. Just imagine you are accepting this money. Let yourself feel good about it. Okay, there's a lot of resistance. Okay, so what I'm hearing is, I didn't know where it came from, so I have to give it away. It's bringing up a lot of stuff on you, Alara, or you're releasing for all of us. And there you go. So you're feeling like you have to give it away. Okay, all the ways you believe, you have to know where the money came from. If you don't know where the money came from, then it must be, they're suspicious, or there's something bad, or it's drug money, or there's something about it. And witness that and honor that. Imagine the money has a message for you. No, so again, you've got 10 $100 bills in your hand. You've got $1,000 there. You don't know where it came from. It just showed up. Imagine the money has a message for you. And what is, let's see, I'm just going to be silent for a moment. What's some money? What is the message you have for everybody listening? Oh, wow. Ooh, it's powerful. It says, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. That's what money says. Okay, so money. How do people trust that you're on their side? That you, like you said, you're here for them. Okay, so these are messages from money that's coming in. You first have to trust yourself. So it's a message from money, which is consciousness, to trust yourself first. So money, if they have $1,000 in their hand, they don't know where it came from. Okay, so money is saying you have two options. The option you've been trained, you've been taught, is to go into fear because you don't know where it came from, like a job or a business or such. But what if the other option is to accept it with gratitude? There you go. That brought up some sadness. So we're just going to witness the sadness. There you go. So imagine you have that money in your hand and you don't know where it came from. And you've gone through the fear and the shame and the guilt, and you have decided, you know what, I'm going to accept this money with gratitude. And you simply accept and receive the money with gratitude. There you go. There, now the energy is softening. So at any time with anything, you have two choices. You have multiple choices, but there's various options. And so all the ways you've been stuck in the teachings, the learnings, the conditioning, and you believe the only option you've had available to you was to reject money unless you knew just where it came from or how it came to you. Let's honor that and then just let that go. That's your conditioning. You were taught that. And give yourself permission to simply accept. Just accept and receive. Feel your energy softening. And now, as you finish listening to this and you go through your life today, the next day, the next week, expect money. Expect ever increasing amounts of money from expected and unexpected places. And expect that money with ease and joy. And give yourself permission to receive that money. Just allow yourself to expect the money. You expect some money in your life now, so give yourself permission to expect ever increasing amounts of money with gratitude, appreciation, joyfulness. Because it's time, my friend, it is time. We are in the age of Aquarius. These are the new earth frequencies. This is 5D. Let yourself exist in that space and expect and be willing to receive the money. There you go. Take a deep breath in. Let that go. There you go, my friend. Namaste. Put you to sleep there a little bit, Laura.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Wow. How's everybody doing? Ooh, what did you experience?
Money.
Lots
the money.
Of, yeah.
Nobody says.
I deserve it. Absolutely. Expect it. And Joy said expect it from known and unknown sources.
Yes, expected and unexpected places.
Yeah.
It's like the person coming up and putting $1,000 in your hand and walking away. You don't expect that. And because we don't expect it, we often, go into our old conditioning. But and it's okay. And then just let that go and say, you know what? I'm grateful. Mm-hmm. Thank you, universe.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. Yeah, exactly. I was saying, thank you, universe. I'll receive it.
Yeah.
Allow myself to receive with joy. Absolutely. Good. Felt supported and loved. I'm ready to receive. Awesome. Right. And so remind yourself of this. Okay. Remind yourself of this, of the receiving, of the ever increasing abundance. Okay. Yeah, good. Releasing. That's awesome, Sitara. Oh, good, Eileen. Expansion, just breathing, but like a break of a rubber band. So like the constriction is, breaking and opening you up. Yeah, good. Awesome. Woo.
Well, thank you to all your listeners, because we all create this together and everybody's ready to receive, obviously. So.
Yeah, and as you continue the rest of the day, allow yourself to just let whatever comes up, let it come up. We're still going to be clearing and releasing as the day progresses. Nothing ever stops in 1 second, right? So just drink some water, go about your day, but also focus on being grateful, being aware, being present of all the abundance that is already in your life, all the financial abundance that is already in your life as well. Okay. Awesome. Good. So is there anything else, Joy, before we go, that you wanted to add or share with us?
I just want to thank you for having me back on your show, and thank the listeners and their great questions, really awesome questions, and their courage and vulnerability.
Yeah, there was a lot of heavy stuff that, came up today in this call. So awesome. And also please do take a look at the packages that are available at alara.at/show/joy3. You'll love the freedom clearing. You'll love the personal session with Joy. I highly recommend it. Okay. So yeah, choose one of what, or just the audios. That's fine too. But if you want to, work more with Joy specifically, pick package A, package B or C. Okay, you'll love it. Joy is great. All right, well, thank you so much, Joy.
Thank you.
This was awesome, brilliant. I know I'm still clearing a lot of stuff too, so a lot of stuff has been coming up during this call for me as well. So it's coming up and going out, like releasing it, right?
Awesome.
Okay, cool. I'll look at that, Satara, and see Caroline already bought the package.
Awesome. Thank you, Caroline.
Awesome. All right, everyone. So thank you. Until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you all much love and blessings always. Bye for now.
Love, 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 love.
Thank you. Bye.